Hello everyone, Josh MC2000 here, and today I've got a video for you all on Batman Dark Detective, or Dark Detective, which is a part of Future State. It's basically the Bruce Wayne Batman book for Future State. There we are. I think they're kind of aping like the Detective Comics kind of title. And actually, I really like this one. I must admit. Not come across any duds so far in Future State. I mean, there was one I was a little bit lukewarm on, which was the Teen Titans one this week, but hey ho, that's got a few more issues left of that, so we'll see where that goes. But Dark Detective, that is what we are here to talk about today. It contains two stories. It contains the Dark Detective story, and it also contains a story for Grifter, which I wasn't actually expecting, to be honest. The last time we saw Grifter was in, to my knowledge, one of the most recent issues of Batman. He was employed as a security guard for Lucius Fox, or a bodyguard. And that is kind of where he is in the present day. And I think we're eventually going to kind of see how it kind of leads into Future State. I don't know, I think that's what they're going for here. It depends if they decide to keep Future State. I don't know what they're doing with Future State, to be honest, after March, but we'll see. But basically, Dark Detective, I actually really like Dark Detective. And we'll start off with the Bruce Wayne story. It is basically penniless, homeless Batman. It answers the question, how does Bruce Wayne operate as Batman when he is in a city he doesn't recognise anymore, when he has no money, when he has no support, because as Tim says in Robin Eternal, Dick's locked up in Arkham, Jason's running with the magistrate, and he's got no clue what's happened to Damian, or at least he's not telling us. So Bruce is well and truly on his own. Tim and Stephanie and Cassandra are running around, and I think that's about it, but even then they're not, it's too dangerous for them to group together because of the magistrate. And Bruce is kind of like, you know, he's going around doing his little bits, you know, but he describes himself as a dead man walking. He feels like a ghost because he faked his death to get away from the magistrate. And well, his goal, as of the end of this issue, is to try and work his way to grind down and get rid of the magistrate, which we'll see how this works. But I'm really on board with Dark Detective, actually. I like the art, I like the story so far, I like what they've done with Bruce. Very cool, very much enjoyed it. Probably my favourite one from last week. Close second would be Robin Eternal. So yeah, that's that one. I'm not going to tell you too much about it other than that. I want you guys to go pick this up and read it. I mean, it's two stories for the price of one, so why not? Actually, I say that. It's a little bit more than usual. So let's get on to the story about Grifter, shall we? Grifter, it opens up with him playing cards in a bar. He gets arrested, and he's thrown in the back of a truck with Lucius Fox. Aka Batwing, and basically Lucius convinces him to help him break out. So Grifter helps him break out, and then they work their way to try and get out of the city before the magistrate finds them. Which is, you know, that's the premise for that. I mean, it's not. There's other twists and turns in the tale, but again, I don't particularly want to spoil it. I do recommend this one. I want you guys to, to be honest, if that was my first introduction to Future State, I'd be fully on board. So if you've not picked up a Future State book yet, pick up Dark Detective issue 1 and give it a read. So, next Batman is also out this week, so I'll be talking about that maybe later on this week, next week. We've also got the Nightwing Future State issue, which I'll be talking about, and I'll also talk a little bit about the current Nightwing series in that video. Now, as a little bonus bit for you, I'm going to talk a little bit about Robin Immortal. And Robin Immortal, we find out what's going on with Dick and Jason through Tim's monologuing. We also find out that the magistrate are using cybers or cyborgs and like basically giant robots, you know, like that give the vigilantes some real trouble. I mean, like Tim gets pretty much nearly killed by this thing. He nearly gets flattened, and Steph is quite critical of him, Stephanie Brown, when she finds him. And I'm glad Tim and Steph are hanging about with each other again. I really enjoy their dynamic. It's one of the reasons I was kind of really annoyed that when New 52 started up, they just went with Barbara and did away with Steph and Cass, and they eventually brought them back in. But you know, I miss that dynamic, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Cass is up to in Future State, which is I never get this right. Was Cass the second or the third Batgirl? I think Cass is the second, isn't she? I never get this right, so you guys are going to have to correct me. I apologise. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Now, do yourself a favour and order yourself a copy of Dark Detective. There's a link below. Goodbye.